Hi everybody, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software. And in this video, we're going to learn how PolicyPak and Microsoft's User Experience Virtualization, or UEV, work better together. So let's go ahead and understand what Microsoft's UEV tool does in the first place. If a user were to go to Edit Preferences and change something that was important to them, for instance, here in Acrobat Reader, we have the user changing their page units from inches over to millimeters. So they click OK, and then they close the app. And then we're going to assume that they roam from one machine to another machine. And that other machine could be a desktop, a laptop, a Microsoft Terminal RDS session, or a VDI machine. It can even actually be a machine that has the same application installed with Microsoft Application Virtualization, or AppV. In fact, that's how I have this one running. So if you go to Edit Preferences on this machine, we can see that that setting has roamed with the user, and now the units is now changed to millimeters on this machine as well. If I were to change it from, say, millimeters over to picas and click OK and close this out, what would happen when I roam to my next machine, which could also in fact be the first machine I was on? If I roam back there and I click on that same application and go to Edit Preferences, well, you can see that that setting has roamed. Now that's exactly what Microsoft's User Experience Virtualization tool does. Now let's understand the better together story. The problem is that sometimes you, the person in charge of IT, has important security and business settings that you want to ensure are delivered to that application. So in that case, for instance, how could you be sure that this important checkbox of Enable Acrobat JavaScript was forcefully unchecked? And what about this setting, this Security Enhanced? If a user unchecks Enable Enhanced Security and then clicks OK, well, that just makes it less secure. If they roam to another machine and they rerun and you run that application on the other machine, when you click Edit Preferences, you've now roamed that insecure setting over to that other machine. And that's exactly what PolicyPak is going to help us eliminate. So let's go ahead and to alleviate this problem. Now is where PolicyPak comes in. We'll go ahead and create a new group policy object against where our users live, and we'll call that Enforce Important Acrobat Settings. Okay, and again, PolicyPak will work in the same way where User Experience Manager Virtualization will work with just about any application. So will we. So PolicyPak ships with 35 applications and more all the time in the box, and you can see here that we've got PolicyPak for Acrobat for Adobe Reader X right here. So we'll go ahead and double click it, and we'll go ahead and set our settings. So for a JavaScript, we said we wanted to uncheck that setting. And here is yet another additional PolicyPak superpower. Not only can we deliver the important setting, and in this case that setting is uncheck, we can also right-click and disable the corresponding control in the target application. We're going to literally gray it out so the user can't work around that setting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Security Enhanced. If we were to if we were to check this setting, that would ensure that that setting would be delivered, in fact, forcefully guaranteed and re-guaranteed to our target user. So we're just going to right-click over that guy and also disable the corresponding control in the target application. So we're delivering the checkbox and enforcing it on using disable corresponding control in the target application. So now that we've locked and loaded our directive inside group policy, let's just go to each of our machines. We'll run GP update on the first machine. I'll go over to the second machine and I'll do the same thing. Run GP update on each of these machines. We could have logged off or logged back on or just waited a little while and group policy would have kicked in and done the update. But we're just using GP update to accelerate things a little faster here. So now that that's done, on our first machine, let's go over and take a look at Acrobat Reader. Go to Edit Preferences here, and let's go to JavaScript first. There we go. So PolicyPak has delivered uncheck. So this thing was checked. It's now unchecked, therefore making it more secure. And PolicyPak is also enforcing the setting by literally graying the UI out so the user can't work around it. Same thing with Security Enhanced. If the user thought that they might want to uncheck this checkbox. Now there's no way to do it. PolicyPak is delivering the enforcement. If we take a look again at units, again, well, PolicyPak hasn't dictated a setting here. So if the user decides they want to change this over to inches and click OK and close out their application, that's perfectly allowed. And User Experience Virtualization from Microsoft will take that setting and roam it over to the next machine. Let's go ahead and take a look at our second machine here. We'll run Acrobat Reader or Adobe Reader, and we'll see that the application is virtualized in Application Virtualization, Microsoft App V. We'll go to Edit Preferences. We'll go over to JavaScript. PolicyPak will deliver settings to real and virtualized applications, both from Microsoft, VMware ThinApp, and Citrix XenApp and XenApp Streaming. So you can see that PolicyPak has delivered the setting right here, unchecked the checkbox, and guaranteed it to be the way we want to. Same thing with Security Enhanced. We're ensuring that that security setting that we really need is really there. And if we go over to units, well, you can see that Microsoft User Experience Virtualization has roamed that setting from the first machine over to the second machine. So that is the better together story. Let's take it down to the 20-yard line one last time. You use User Experience Virtualization for Microsoft, or UEV, to ensure that the settings that are important to users can roam from them from machine to machine. You use PolicyPak to guarantee and dictate the settings that are most important to from a security or the IT and business perspective to ensure that users, in fact, cannot work around the settings. We will actually deliver the setting and enforce it, where UEV does a great job for when users manipulate the settings, and you want those settings to roam from machine to machine. So PolicyPak for delivery and enforcement, and UEV for users' preferences to roam around with them. So if you have any questions about how these two tools make an awesome Better Together story, we're here for you. Just reach out, and we'd love to get you the bits of PolicyPak, and you can try it yourself and see how wonderful the Better Together story really is. Thanks so very much, and we'll talk to you soon.